You are invited to close your eyes, or pretend you are closing your eyes. A long, long time ago, humans used to convene in caverns called theaters. In theaters, humans would perch themselves one in front of the other and side by side to view other humans who would pretend to be other humans in turn. The perched humans were called disciples, and the humans pretending to be other humans were called preachers. When these humans pretending to be other humans, called preachers, had done a pleasing reenactment of these other humans, the perched humans, called disciples, would applaud, cry, and sometimes laugh, displaying great accolades towards the humans pretending to be other humans, also known as preachers. The following footage you are about to enjoy is sourced from the lost files of Dame Attenborough's Natural History Museum collection. The makers of this partymentary believe Dame Attenborough was compiling clippings of a preacher who you will see dressed in orange throughout these video clippings. The makers of this partymentary have identified this preacher as Orange Being. Orange Being seemed to be documenting the making of her birthday party called Manifesting Mrs. Marx, which originally toured the Edinburgh Fringe Party Festival. You are invited to open your eyes, or imagine you are opening your eyes. As is customary to say at theaters, please silence your phones, and welcome to the party. I'm often asking myself, how do I create a play that is worthy of being produced in these golden halls that lead us to the stage? I don't know if anyone has ever really done that yet.
Hello viewers, we're about to celebrate my birthday party today where we're manifesting Mrs. Marx, and I would sing the song "It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to," but I don't want to infringe on copyright law and I don't know how far that goes. So to bring us back to focus though, I just want to say, dear video diary, thank you for following me today and I hope you enjoy the party. This is someone speaking at
the pace of perfection.
As you may notice, the first stage of speaking at
the pace of perfection
is to speak at a rate where vocalized pauses do not exist, where time is taken at a comma, and where one takes a full breath at the end of the sentence marked by a period. One must speak at
the pace of perfection. At the pace of perfection,
one becomes enthusiastically, assertively, pleasantly relaxed. At
the pace of perfection,
there is nothing in front of you. There is nothing behind you. There is only your voice in the middle of the room, being clear with the information you are imparting to the room. At
the pace of perfection,
you do not have facial expressions. You do not have physical gestures. Facial expressions and physical gestures are taught in the second stage of speaking at
the pace of perfection.
You might have noticed that the actor on stage raised her eyebrows and squinted earlier. This is incorrect. Is that an itch on your nose? Then you should ignore it. You can't let the audience see what you are going through. In stage 1 of
the pace of perfection,
all that is important is that you impart a relaxed, enthusiastic, assertive pleasantness with the information you are imparting. The audience must leave the room only having experienced your opinion about the material you presented to them. They must not get any insight whatsoever into your personality. This is especially important when conducting board meetings and business proposals. I said no. forget it.
The many faces of me, the many actors within me, the many moments of practicing around pontificating as me. And what is all this for? In the hope that we share a little more, that we deepen our empathy. You can't let the audience know what you are going through anyway. So what's the point? The makers of this partimentary are unsure of the source of this footage you are currently viewing. It is believed that this footage is what the theaters looked like prior to the shutdown of the theaters of 2019.
The difference between this and theatre is that I'm going to edit this in the future, and there will be a lot of me looking at my own face. Whereas when you're making a theatre show, there's not much of you looking at your own face at all. So that's different. I don't think this is going to work. I just discovered that I give up pretty easily. Because I didn't really want the audience to have to watch me untangle.
Welcome to the theatre.
And another audience member. And another audience member. This is the plant they go get their cocktails with. Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, yes, yes, very nice to meet you.
You see disciples perched alongside one another inside orange jars. Orange was considered the highest of fashion at the time as a political statement to enhance bigotry amongst preachers who held power over the disciples.
Honestly, my most brilliant artistic ideas tend to come to me in the middle of sleeping, and I'll wake up to the idea and I'll make some sort of note. Now I'm making a voice note. Morning all. So I've just did a little recording of some of the stuff that I'd like to include in the piece, because what I really am interested in is this alignment stuff, and why is it even important? Do we need to be aligned? I mean, there's a hubris too, right, with all these healing modalities that we're all into that assumes we need them, and who's to say that we do? Why can't we live in a state of absolute capitalistic, horrific, patriarchal, oppressive, female, angry chaos? Why not? I mean, that sounds like hell, but hey, who said hell was wrong? You know, so it's an interesting thing. Anyway, I'm starting to put some of these pieces together and logging it for my my diary, my video diary as requested. We have some little proppies. We have the potted plant. Australians call potted plants pot plants. It's all you Americans who are obsessed with marijuana that like need to have a different name for it. Anyway, here's a pot plant because it's in a pot, mate. Here's some gin that I will hide the brand so I don't get in trouble. And my spectacles. And it's a nice day in New York City. I actually wish I could go outside right now and just chill. But we're on a tight schedule and the things that have to be done. And I'm not even looking at the camera now. I am. Woo! And so there's no time. I gotta stick to schedule, people. These are the moments of making theater. The difference is I'm talking to my face and I'm hoping it's you, a fellow human, that will enjoy this. You know, I think it is interesting. But also, we're kind of narcissistic wankers, aren't we? Like actors that self-create. I mean, actors are nuts. But the actors that self-create have a level of, I don't know, God complex about us, don't we? We're a bit nuts.
The makers of this partymentary believe what you are viewing here is how the preachers would prepare the golden halls for the disciples prior to attending theater parties.
This is a call for a national strike until authorities stop killing people. So I've just finished having a delightful meeting with Annie and Blake. And this is my hyper-decadent, scrumptious treat as I work on the next creations. We see a little jam. So this is my video diary and I am figuring things out. And as I am figuring things out, I am realizing that I'm going to take a break now and have a little nosh.
The makers of this partymentary believe this red display is of orange being, pretending to be a witch from the classic The Hammer of the Witches. This classic, The Hammer of the Witches, caused crazed mobs to believe in lies that instigated these disciples to do evil things to other disciples. Thousands upon thousands of people were gruesomely murdered because of preachers believing in ridiculous conspiracy theories. The makers of this partymentary believe that there is no need for social medias to brainwash bigotry into human masses. Humans are capable of hating each other in theaters all by themselves. The mind seeks coherent stories, and hence it becomes very easy for disciples to believe preachers when preachers convince disciples of conspiracy theories. The body seeks validation, and hence it becomes very easy for thousands upon thousands of people to gruesomely murder their neighbors and believe that they are justified in doing so.
All art is political, so stop making it. Well, the origins of the theatre, I mean, really have to do with the concept of play and celebration and a desire to want to connect with each other. You know, we haven't seen this art form since 2019. It's been quite a long time. But it connected to Dionysus, libations, drinking together, breathing together, spitting together. It really had a real guttural effect for a lot of the people that used to enjoy it. And I think that's what many of us forget when we think back on entertainment and being together, being aligned together. You know, that really is the origin of the theater or theatre. Many different people pronounce it in many different ways, but oh, yes, this is Chuffy. Yes. Say hello, Chuffy. You know, some people have their cats or their dogs or their offspring, and I have Chuffy. So it's my house friend. Aren't you a good? Yes, yes. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, Chuffy likes you. Yes. Did I answer your question, child? Marvelous, wonderful. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh. So, folks, this is where theater magic happens. Come with me, come with me. We're about to go backstage. Ready? Ooh. As we say in the industry, safety first. Honestly, I don't know if I can leave the closet. I mean, really, I'm really very comfortable in here. It's my party. It's my party, and I can get out there. I can do this. I can do this. Chuffy and I hope you enjoyed tonight's performance of Parting with Mrs. Marx, the prelude to Manifesting Mrs. Marx. We hope you have a marvelous Marxist day.
I do wonder what would have happened had Jenny Marx, Karl Marx's wife, healed her inner duality, her yin and yang, her solar lunar energy. I do wonder if gender reconciliation and race reconciliation had been part of the conversation when Karl Marx was writing, what today would look like. I wonder what kind of world there might be. I wonder.